as far as where my heart lies, we know that that is New York, as in the Knicks. I am not in a good mood. Not about this subject. Now, I'm very happy that the NBA playoffs are beginning. And I'm very happy and appreciative that my Knicks are in the playoffs. But I'm telling you right now, I got attitude. Anytime I bring up the Knicks, I got attitude. Because I'm worried. Now, let me say something to the Knicks fans out there. Some of them, not most. Let me tell Knicks fans something here. You don't get to disown somebody like me. I don't give a damn what you say. As a Knicks fan, I'm entitled to feel the way that I feel. And damn it, if you were being honest, you'd know it too. Now, the difference between you and I, especially if you're some young whippersnapper, wet behind the ears, breath smelling like Similac, you don't know any better. You haven't been suffering for a half a century. You haven't had to live off of Walt Clyde Frazier and his suits and him rhyming and all of this other stuff over the airways, and he's great, and I love him. But that's all we've had to hold on to. See, the finger roll by Patrick Ewing hurts. The pip and dunk over Ewing hurts. The Xavier McDaniel getting in the face of Michael Jordan and the underachievers that became the overachievers in a blink of an eye and gave the city reason to hope and Knicks Nation reason to hope. I mean, listen, we got memories. Don't get me started with the Charles Smith layup that never was, because he's got his shot blocked about 5 damn times. Don't get me started with Jordan retiring, going to play baseball, and it's yours. And John Starks shoots 2 for 18 in a game 7, 1 for 11 from 3-point range. Don't you start with me. Don't you start with me. You ain't been it. You ain't suffered the way I suffered, the way Spike Lee suffered. Now, Spike Lee is a fan with highly expensive tickets that he purchases, with Dolan hovering over him, so if he spews one negative syllable, it could be a problem. I don't have that issue. First of all, I don't give a damn about going to the Garden. Secondly, I got a television to watch it on. Thirdly, I'll go to the Garden when I damn well please. And fourth and last but not least, I don't buy tickets to Knicks games. I have a media pass. So guess what? I ain't got to worry about Dolan. I'm going to call it like I see it. The New York Knicks, I am a fan. There is no other basketball team that I have ever rooted for. No. No one. Knicks all day, every day, from the day I was born to the day I die. I'm going to bleed orange and blue. Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. But with that comes pain. It comes heartache. You can love somebody to death, but if they break your damn heart over and over and over again, how much can you take? You don't understand what I'm saying? Now, why is all of this relevant right now? It's very simple. New York Knicks are the number 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. Do they have to play Milwaukee? No. Not yet, not unless they win this first round series. Do they have to play Boston? No, not yet. Reigning and defending Eastern Conference champions. Do they have to play Joel Embiid in the Philadelphia 76ers? No, not yet. They have to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks have won the last 3 meetings. But that was the regular season. Jalen Brunson averaged 25 and 6 on 45% shooting from 3-point range. That was the regular season. The Knicks bench, net rating over, per 36 minutes in the season series is 10.5 compared to the Knicks minus, to the Knicks starters. minus 2.9. The Knicks bench saves the day against the Cleveland Cavaliers. None of that means anything to me. By the way, I'll tell you something else I did. I voted for Emmanuel Quickley as my sixth man of the year. So when you Knicks fans are looking at me feeling like I'm traitorous, watch your mouth. What I am saying is, if you messed up this deal and you were of the belief that we could stand pat with R.J. Barrett, we could stand pat with Grimes, who I like a lot, we could stand pat with what we had with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson, you cannot lose to Donovan Mitchell, who is a star, who should have been in a Knicks uniform. He cannot be the one that sent you home. And you know, while I was doing some television this morning, they posed a question to me, and I got this big smile over my face because I started fantasizing. And I said, you know, everybody's talking about, you know, who's got a chance to really, really make some noise, to really big up themselves, to really elevate their stature within the game. Who has a chance? And I saw people talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and people talking about James Harden, and people talking about Russell Westbrook. All true. Ladies and gentlemen, what if it's Jalen Brunson? What if Jalen Brunson beats the Cleveland Cavaliers? Let's not stop right there. What if Jalen Brunson and the Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers and then go into the second round and beat Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks? What if Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks then end up against Boston or Philly and Julius Randle with Jalen Brunson, with Emmanuel Quickley and Barrett, with Tibbs coaching them, and Mitchell Robinson doing his job, and everybody, and Obi Toppin coming off the bench, and Grimes hitting shots? What if the New York Knicks go to the finals? What if they do it? I must confess to you that I'm quite sure y'all were looking at me, you sports fans out there, expecting me to look a little bit more depressed than usual. After all, my New York Knicks just got their ass kicked. They were going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers game 2. Cavs down 1-0. Absolute must win because you weren't going to start off game 3 at Madison Square Garden for the Eastern Conference first round series in the National Basketball Association, be down 0-2 and come back from that kind of deficit. I know, but I knew that so well that I predicted this morning that the New York Knicks was going to lose this game. And boy, did they lose, because they got annihilated. No doubt about it. Cleveland poured it on, ran away with it. Donovan Mitchell is that dude. Darius Garland is that dude. There's something special. And the New York Knicks simply had no answer on this particular night. The series is tied 1-1. So be it. The New York Knicks are playing game 3 at Madison Square Garden Friday night. I said it before, and I said it again. Cleveland don't know what's coming. New York, stand up. New York, stand up. Yeah, this is what it's all about. The Garden is a different animal. I have no doubt that Donovan Mitchell's going to show up. The rest of them, I'm not so sure. They might have buttery fingers. They might be a little bit nervous. It's a different atmosphere that they rolling up into tonight. They got to be ready for this. New York will be ready. Jalen Brunson show up. Julius Randle show up. R.J. Barrett, how about it? How about it? But I believe in my Knicks. And I believe that game 3, the pressure will be too much for the Cavs. Not Donovan Mitchell, the rest of the Cavs. And as a result, the New York Knicks will conquer in game 3 and go up 2-1 in this series. I love everybody. I love everybody. What's up, everybody? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And by neighborhood, I mean New York City. Now, I understand that some of y'all out there don't give a damn, especially when it comes to New York Knicks. After all, what the hell makes them relevant? Because you're the New York Knicks. You ain't been to a conference final since 1999-2000 season. That's 23 years, by the way. You've only been past the first round once, which was 2012-2013 when Mike Woodson was coaching. now the head coach at Indiana University, coaching the Hoosiers, but he was the head coach of the New York Knicks at the time. Jason Kidd was a point guard. Carmelo Anthony was a star. Okay? Back then, when they got out of the first round and then they ran into Roy Hibbert in Indiana. I remember Carmelo Anthony makes that block, makes that dunk coming baseline and doesn't get it swatted away by Roy Hibbert. There would have been a game 7 at the Garden. Okay? But let me tell you something right now. As a native New Yorker, born in the Bronx, raised in Hollis, Queens, New York City, these moments like what took place this Sunday afternoon at Madison Square Garden, packed house, orange and blue skies, baby, orange and blue skies, with the world descending upon the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. It was raining. The skies were gray. I mean, everything looked gloomy right up until tip-off time. And right when tip-off time was arriving, as people were rushing into Madison Square Garden to see the New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers for Game 4 of this Eastern Conference Finals first-round series, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and the crew, when they were going up against these dudes, right before tip-off time started, the sun came out. The clouds dispersed. And it was sunshine. That's what it was. That's the first indication. God was on our side. That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying? He parted the clouds and he let the sun come shining. And the sun shined right down upon Madison Square Garden. And despite a pathetic, putrid performance from Julius Randle that got him benched in the fourth quarter, it didn't matter. Despite Emmanuel quickly struggling with a shot, it didn't matter. Despite Darius Garland going berserk in the second half, it didn't matter. Because the New York Knicks found a way, courtesy of Jalen Brunson, 29.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 50% shooting from the field. R.J. Barrett, who was so pathetic in the first 2 games, I was wondering whether or not he should even be benched. He showed up in Game 3 and balled out, had 21 points in the first 2 games combined in Games 1 and 2, had 19 in Game 3, dropped 26 today on Sunday afternoon, rather. 26 points and 50% shooting. Mitchell Robinson was a formidable foe on the front line. Mobley and Josh Allen, there was but so much that they could do. Obi Toppin made contributions. Josh Hart made contributions and had a good game, and he was pestering Donovan Mitchell, the great Donovan Mitchell, all afternoon long. And that Donovan Mitchell shot 1 of 9 in the second half. That Donovan Mitchell only finished with 2 points in the second half, 11 points for the game. And the New York Knicks won, and they are up 3-1 in this best of 7 first-round Eastern Conference Finals, Eastern Conference first-round series. And as a result, they are one way from advancing beyond the first round for the first time since 2012-2013 season, and only for the second time since the turn of the century. Since the turn of the century. And let me tell you something right now. If you think for 1 second that that is not a reason for me to be happy, when it comes to the New York Knicks and the Mecca, it takes a true bona fide superstar, first-tier superstar, to offset and overcome the onslaught that is brought down upon you. I love me some Donovan Mitchell. He's spectacular. But he can't do it by himself. He need help. You know something? He ain't gonna get it. He ain't gonna get it. Not this series. It's over. It's a wrap. New York, stand up. New York, stand up. New York, stand up. We gonna do it. We gonna win this, baby. That's what I got to say about that. Orange and blue skies. It looks so beautiful as the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs are upon us. We just need one more, baby. And we gonna get it. Let me tell you what Jimmy Butler is thinking when he's watching the basketball world transfixed on these players. You know what Jimmy Butler is thinking? The Knicks are next. The Knicks are next. That's what he's thinking. He ain't gonna shove aside Milwaukee. He gonna take them seriously, but I'm telling you that's what he's thinking.
Because Jimmy Butler is sort of salivating at the mouth at the thought of being able to come to the Mecca, Madison Square Garden, New York City, Madison Avenue, right down the block, and all of this other stuff. He's fantasizing about coming to New York City and ruining the Knicks season. He wants the Knicks more than he wants the Cavs. He wants Gotham City. He wants New York. He wants to take the euphoria that has resonated and hovered over New York over these past days and weeks and months, and he wants to ruin the hearts of New Yorkers everywhere. He don't care about Cleveland. He don't give a damn about Lake Erie. That man's coming for Gotham City. He's coming for Broadway. He's trying to take over because he knows what kind of message that would send. So the Knicks better be ready. They really better be ready. I'm all right. You know, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to panic. It's just one game. It's just one game. I know all of y'all out there sitting there looking at me and like, yeah, what happened to your Knicks? What happened to your Knicks? It's just one game, baby. It's just one game. It's still orange and blue skies. It's still orange and blue skies. I haven't lost faith. I didn't see Julius Randle out there. I didn't see him out there playing. Knicks was shorthanded, okay? Came out strong. I was very, very pleased and proud with R.J. Barrett coming into game one. Remember, after the first two games sticking up the joint against Cleveland had me thinking he should be benched. But then after that, started driving to the basket a hell of a lot more. Only drove to the basket 17 times in the first two games. Last three games of that series against Cleveland, drove to the basket 41 times. Was averaging 22 points on better than 50% shooting. I was looking for him to be aggressive. He came out aggressive. Obi Toppin filling in for Julius Randle, the injured Julius Randle, who's got to get his ankles situated right, okay? Obi Toppin came out there, was active, was scoring on the break, was hitting threes, hitting jump shots. I was pleased, okay? Yes, I'm leading with my heart, not my head or my basketball expertise and analysis. I'm leading with my heart. I'll be the first to admit it. But I truly believe the Knicks can win this series in 7 games. But they got to have all their horses. That means Julius Randle, too. They can't beat Miami without Julius Randle. Just like they can't beat Miami without Jalen Brunson. The New York Knicks have got to have all their horses. Y'all didn't think I was going to forget my Knicks, did y'all? Orange and blue skies, baby. Orange and blue skies. Here we come, you know. I understand, you know, it's 1-1. You know, I understand Miami coming. Jimmy Butler, that ankle's hurt. I hope you get better. But I believe in my boys. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and R.J. Barrett all had at least 24 points apiece, 30, 25, and 24 to be exact. I'm very, very happy with my New York Knicks right now. I'm still not happy with the way they're shooting. They need to shoot better. They need to neutralize the Miami Heat from making some three-point shots. Don't have Gabe Vincent looking like the second coming of Steph Curry or anything like that, but I believe in my Knicks. Philly and Boston, I think that's going to be a nip-and-tuck series, but Boston kicked their ass in game 2. And I think they sent the message, there's levels to this, and we don't believe y'all are on it. So I'm paying attention to that. And we shall see what is going to happen. But where I'm looking at it and where I'm coming from with it, I got to tell you, I'm feeling my Knicks right now. And it's just important to me to let y'all know that because it matters, damn it. I am a native New Yorker, born in the Bronx, raised in Hollis, Queens. I've had a tough life as a New York Knicks fan. We have suffered dearly. Now, you know how much I have to love my Knicks because, after all, the alternative is to end up in Miami. There are worse things to happen in life than to have to end up in Miami. I'm here to tell you. But I'm hoping to avoid Miami because that's how hard I'm rooting for my Knicks. I believe in them. I believe they will find a way. And I believe they will win this series in 7 games and they will advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. We just got to pull it together, that's all. Now, Jimmy Butler ain't going to be 100%. So when he gets back on the court, make him put some pressure on that ankle. And listen, damn it, desperate times call for desperate measures. I ain't trying to tell you to twist up his ankle or anything like that. I'm not encouraging you to untie his shoelaces and let him trip over and twist his ankle or something like that. But if you could force him to put pressure where he doesn't want to put pressure, which will leave him hobbled, I'm not going to be averse to such a strategy. These things are necessary when you are trying to win. And I want everybody to know that because I'm all about New York, baby. I'm all about New York. I am having a very bad day. I'm coming to you right now
more than 2 hours before the New York Knicks play Game 5 at Madison Square Garden. Why am I coming to you? Because it's over, that's why. It's over. It's over. That damn Julius Randle, the mistake waiting to happen, 22% shoot from three-point range, jacking up shots. When things ain't going right, nothing goes right for him. All of a sudden, defense is a problem. All of a sudden, foul trouble is a problem. All of a sudden, continuity and ball movement and spreading the floor is gone. And now the New York Knicks on the brink of elimination. Hell, by the time some of y'all see this, it might be over. This season might be over. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they'll win Game 5. But it's over. How the hell you're the bigger and stronger and a more physical team and a lighter team that's not nearly as physical, far more finesse, is bullying you? That's what the Miami Heat have done. As far as I'm concerned, it's a sweep because the only game the New York Knicks have won thus far in this series is when Jimmy Butler didn't play, which was Game 2. So if they end up losing Game 5 at Madison Square Garden on Wednesday night, Jimmy Butler will have swept them because every game he played in, they won. Assuming that happens. And if they lose, all they're going to do is go back to South Beach. And who's the hell to say they were acting right at South Beach? For all I know, that's the reason they lost Games 3 and 4. Because Miami is a legit distraction. And I'll be the first to admit that. But I'm just disgusted because let me tell y'all something right now, and I want to state for the record, I understand the New York Knicks bum rushed and beat down the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the NBA playoffs Eastern Conference. I understand that Cleveland Cavaliers looked softer, they were inexperienced, and Donovan Mitchell didn't have his best series. But that doesn't negate the point that I was making all season long. Donovan Mitchell, if he were on the New York Knicks, I think he could have done some special things. Certainly would have been better than Julius Randle. Likely would have been better than R.J. Barrett. And the combination of him and Jalen Brunson could have done some things. And don't give me size and height and all of this other stuff. If Donovan Mitchell could be in a backcourt all season long with a Cleveland Cavaliers squad that finishes the top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference, he could have been in a backcourt with Jalen Brunson. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. So I'm pretty pissed off that this is what it comes down to, but that's life. And I get it. Miami Heat, that's another matter altogether. Miami Heat took care of my Knicks. It hurt. I was very depressed this weekend, very difficult to eat, relax, sleep. Had to work too, but it was just hard because that damn Julius Randle got on my last damn nerves. Playoffs come, that's what he does. Field goal percentage shooting go down, 3-point percentage shooting go down. He's turnover prone, had 10, he shot 57% from the field last 2 games of the series, but committed 10 turnovers. Can't do that against Miami. That's not going to work. Very, very disappointed in Julius Randle, without question. But having said all of that, let me say this to you. It's not that he's a scrub, because he's not. He played the first 77 games of this season. I respect the fact that he was available. But Julius Randle is a third offensive option who thinks he's a number 1 option. And that's the problem. Now, me personally, I want Damian Lillard. We got Damian Lillard. We beating Miami. And I know Damian Lillard with Jalen Brunson is a small backcourt. Damn it, it's a small man's game. It ain't too many Jokic, Giannis, and Embiids walking around. You got cats who should be small forward playing center. We'll work it out. If it's not him, go get Karl Anthony Towns, because that brother can shoot. Now, the durability is a question mark, and I understand that. But he could play, and he damn sure can shoot. And he's going to shoot better than Julius Randle. Anybody his height or close to it that put a hand in his face going to make him miss a shot when it counts. And he gets petulant. He gets demoralized. And it brings down the spirit of the team. Some spirit. Spirit matters. Can't have that. So they got to do something with that. Go get one of them. Go get one of them.